My plan of the ratchet straps has worked. I'm thinking I'm going to put some clamps going across here just to close this gap. And then I'm going to start drilling some dang holes. You know, maybe 2, maybe 3. I got a whole bunch of nuts and bolts and little things from Princess Auto. This is my dad's kit. But I bought a bunch and a whole crap ton of washers as well. So there's definitely lots of hardware to go through. So yeah, I'm going to put a clamp on that and do some drilling, and maybe next time I turn this camera back on, we'll see what she looks like with maybe a half dozen bolts in there. Well, straps are off. Got some bolts in. I ended up putting a fourth one in near the bottom because it was kind of flared open and sticking out just to snug it in. But also I had a little problem is a crack opened up down here. So I just, hit it with a hammer a few times, and it's looking good. I'm going to put the silicone from the inside, just to gob on the finger and run it up in the inside edges, you know what I mean? But I'm going to hold off on the silicone until I get this done. So I'm literally going to measure this out, mark the center, and, well, the center is going to be where the 2 pieces go, obviously. Then I'm going to clamp everything, then I'm going to drill it, and then I'm going to be ready for silicone. And I'm going to do, hopefully, everything in one shot. So the plan goes. But then I'll have my lower sluice run complete. Then I could work on the crash box, going to go on top. The arms for the crash box, so I can lift and lower the angle of the crash box. And yeah, that's where we're looking on this so far. So like I say, I'm going to mark this out to half, plunk it in place, clamp it, and then and drill it away. The ratchet straps have worked awesome. Good idea on that. And I used the clamps on the side to kind of pull the metal in, which is probably what broke it. So yeah, all things you learn along the way, I guess. Joys of having your own sluice box, so I tell you, it's going to be nice. I had to get a helper to help me get rid of the mosquitoes. Thank you, Haley. This is where we're at. I got the corners taped and siliconed. I got my 2 pieces drilled and bolted together and siliconed as well. So it should be just a smooth, even right across there. And yeah. And I'm going to hit the brakes on this. And eventually I'm going to chop all these longer guys off so they won't be sticking out. And clean them up with a grinder, you know what I mean. And yeah, there's the sluice in its length. Looking pretty good. Alright, the next step will be to dig out my legs I got from Mr. Paul Jarvis, which are hiding back behind my wood stove here. With some punch plates, some expanded aluminum. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this thing on the go. I've been procrastinating on this for so long and wanted to do it and just haven't had time. So, it's nice to get off the keister and do some stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, that was another mosquito. Get him. Nice. Gotta love getting rid of the mosquitoes. So yeah, I had to use silicone, my drills, and nuts and bolts, and all sorts of cool tools that I got at my disposal. And some clamps. Yeah, so it should be pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy the way she's looking so far. Another thing I want to do too is this back is just a smidgen higher than the top. I think I'll leave that. But these ones here, I'm going to take the grinder and just level them down to what's already there. Just make it nice and smooth and flat. That way I don't got no rough stuff sticking up and out of the way. Just, make my sluice look good. But yeah, that's where we're at. And probably give you guys another update once I chop off all these bolts and maybe get the light kit on. But that's probably going to be tomorrow. Well, until then, like everything, it just happens so quick in the land of editing. Well, it's the next day, and it's time to peel some tape and see how my silicone job did. Well, that didn't work according to plan, did it? silicone was pretty thick and went right over the tape and left there. I'm going to have to just nick it with a razor blade. Cut that out of there. The end of that silicone gun wasn't the best. This one looks a little bit more promising. Oh yeah, love that tape down in there. Come on. Of course, this would be a lot easier to do with these boards out of the way, which are going next. Alright, actually, I'm going to use that fire starter. That tape really burns good. Alright, well, there's a bit of tension on there, so that's good. That means the clamp is doing its job. Just can't win some days. Okay. Hey, that one stayed. Get the boards off of here and just throw them there. Ooh, that's nice. Awesome. Oh, fuck yeah. That turned out really good, guys. Oh. A little bit extra on the bottom. That's okay. Yeah. Even the hole filled right in. Oh, this is great. And this thing is, it's super light. It's only like 3 or 4, okay, maybe 5 or 6 pounds. Yeah, I'm trying to make this thing light so it's easy to pack up and down the hill of death. And you guys watch my videos of my claim, you know it's nasty. So I want to chop these guys off. They're sticking out. And then this flat. And do that with both sides. I'm really happy with this looks though. This is a great sluice run. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'm going to hit the brakes here and clean this up a bit and zip some things and do some stuff. And maybe I'll turn this back on once I'm done. But yeah, this is awesome. This is good. Oh yeah, and the disc grinder I get to use used to belong to my dad. It's now in my repertoire of tools. Oddly enough, my disc grinder crapped the bed and I need to get a new one, and Mom still had Dad's old one, so I love using his old tools, I tell you what. He had good stuff. Anyways, yeah, back to the project. Oh, this is going to be sweet. Ooh, look at that bad boy. Woohoo! I got all my little bolts all cut, grinded flat, no sharp edges anywhere. Leveled out this piece here, cleaned out the bottom here, and even polished it up a little bit. Looking pretty good in there. Kind of happy. So the next step on this is going to be putting some legs on, I guess, which I'm looking forward to. Get rid of the last little bit of extra silicone. This thing is really, really lightweight. This is awesome. That's what I was shooting for. I wanted a sluice box that was about 8 inches across, which this one is exactly 8 inches across. And I wanted something light. Something that will be functional on my claim. Oh, she is smooth, eh? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. The first scoop of dirt going through this boy, I'm going to feel really good about myself. But yeah, so legs go on next. And then I got to figure out the matting, the moss, and the expanded mesh. I'm going to have a little clip that's going to go across the back here. Everything's going to tuck into that. I might even incorporate a homemade Jarvie riffle of some kind. And then I'm going to have my regular flip tabs that I was using in my catch-alls, because they're really easy to just flip up out of the way and you just slide everything out. And I could probably just get away with putting 2 of them down here, or maybe even incorporate them into the same bolt where the leg bracket goes through, which would be pretty good, because then I'll be saving the weight of a bolt. Everything I can shave off this thing to save weight, the better. Yeah, I'm really liking the way it's turning out. Yeah, took a file, cleaned up all the edges, no sharp stuff here anywhere. because, you know, you don't want to get yourself a cut and deal with that when you should be dealing with gold. Alright, well, that's where I'm going to pull the pin on this one for today. And, yeah, you know, I'm doing about, you know, an hour, maybe 2 hours worth of work every night. And I'm making good progress on it. I'm really enjoying this job and being closer to home. Instead of being stuck in a hotel room every night watching TV, I get to build cool stuff like this and hang out with people like this. And she protects me from the mosquitoes. She brings me thermocells, and she's got electric fly swatter. So, can't go wrong with that. That's some serious help. But, I'm sweating out here. Time to go outside and enjoy the beauty. Look at this, right? Look at that.
Such a beautiful sunset.
Kids sitting around a campfire. Beautiful yard. Nice sunset. Well, until tomorrow, and we do some more stuff. Bye, everybody. Well, it's another beautiful afternoon after work. And, kind of turn these nice little bolts into T-bolts that will unscrew the legs. Yeah, so I'm going to end up welding these nice little pieces of steel to the top of the T, and then I'm going to end up trimming the steel so it's not as long, but yeah, so in order to prep this, I need to grind the top of the bolt and put a little bit of a groove into it that the bar is going to fit into. And then after that, I'm going to have to get the old generator pulled out, fire it up, plug it in, and do some welding in my welding shed. Yeah, lots of little steps to make stuff happen. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm so pleased with how this turned out, this transition in here. A little bit of there, but overall, really, really great. Yeah, this loose run's going to be really cool. I ended up getting stainless steel cap head screws, so when I put this on there, and I'm going to have to drill my holes and square them out, but at least on the inside of the wall, it'll be nice and round instead of just a bolt sitting there. So I'm looking forward to that. It's all these little details that make your sluice user-friendly and easy. And this is going to be my dream sluice, right? I'm not going to monkey around. I'm going to build something awesome. So, time to go get the grinder and, yeah, figure out what I'm going to be doing with these guys. I could probably just do it on my bench grinder. Might be a shortcut. Might be easier. Oh yeah, and then another thing too is I'm also going to have to trim these guys because I'm not going to need an inch of thread sticking out of the leg bracket, right? It just needs to go in maybe about, so I'll take about a ½ inch off, I figure, you know what I mean? So when I do that, I'm going to be putting the tap onto the bolt all the way to the top, cutting it, and then rounding off the end, and then unscrewing the tap so that way it has good threads to go all the way back into the leg bracket. All these little details when it comes to making things. There's so many little steps that are involved, and that's the reason why when you buy a high banker, they're not cheap. And when you buy a good quality high banker, you get what you pay for, because these are all the little steps that true pro works on. Like all these screws here, they're all the nice rounded edges. I didn't put the nuts on the inside. The idea behind that, it makes it easier to pull your moss, your expanded metal out, stuff like that. You know, it's just user friendly, easier to deal with. So I'm going to pull the pin on this, and I'm going to grind these out. And once I get these all grinded out, I'll show you what they're going to look like. Well, one thing I'm not is a welder. Yes, I own a welder, but am I a welder? I can make metal stick to each other. I made 6. That way I can reject 2 and utilize the best 4. And I'm going to go by the condition of the threads. Some of them are, you know, nice and good. I got another one in here. It's just right twisted and funny. Where's that bad one? There it is. Oh no, that's not it. It's got more character than that. There's somewheres in my handful here. But yeah, so, you know, nice little T. Grind down all the ends. And use a tap. And these all fit into the legs. And they're going to be nice and solid.
Very solid.
Yeah. And I trimmed off, like I said, the end of the threaded part and the end of the metal part, just so I have enough to you know, squeeze and utilize. I stress this very frequently in this video, is I'm trying to conserve as much weight as possible. The more weight you have off your machine, the more user-friendly it is to pack up and down the hillside. So we got this done. The next step is going to be putting the leg brackets on. I'm going to probably put this one maybe about, you know, 12 inches back from the end, you know, wherever. This one here is going to be a little closer to this end here, you know, maybe even to there. And yeah, that gives you a nice little stable base. And like I say, the water that runs off, if you have your legs right close to the end here, the water runs off and it erodes the ground underneath where your legs are, then you're always constantly readjusting your high banker. And I'm trying to eliminate that, making this, from all the experiences I've had with high bankers, to be a good one. And I'm going to end up cleaning up with some sandpaper, because I really like the way the sandpaper finished it up. This stuff here is a little bit dirty, I guess we'll say. And I'll just polish it up, make it nice and smooth and pretty looking. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a fun build. I'm going to probably end up leaving the aluminum as is. No point in putting paint on there. Well, I bugger that up. One thing I should have done is I should have welded all these little bolts. That way I don't have to worry about them ever backing off. If they're glued on there with steel, they're not coming off of there. But hopefully they'll all be all right. It's one of those things where I might end up putting in a couple spare holes and just leaving a couple nuts and bolts as spares in on the machine itself. That way, if you do lose something, you got your backup. That's, you know, I got 6 here, so I can, you know, plunk the 2 defective ones somewheres on each side, and then if you lose something while you're out in the field, you got that spare.
And spares are always good.
Oh yeah, it says that or you're up Poop Creek without a pan. Anyways, yeah, so that's where I'm at for this project on this evening. Like I say, I'm plugging away, you know, a couple hours every night, just trying to get it done. I've been working 12-hour days, so I'm pretty much beat by the time I get home. So it's nice to do these little tiny baby steps, as I say. So I think, yeah, the next step will be putting these brackets on, and I got these cap head screws. So this will be on the inside of the sluice run, so it'll be easier to remove your mesh. Your matting won't be as pivotal, or your V-mat. But one thing is, though, they got a square head on there, so I got to drill each hole out, and then I got to file each hole so it's square. Yeah.
Long process.
I know. I'm a very picky, meticulous individual who wants something done right, and so I'm going to do it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the outcome will be. I really like the idea of using these on the inside, because you don't get a big intrusion. You know, it's nice and smooth, it's flat, it's safe in there to put your hands, you know. It's a lot more work, but it's going to be a nicer product by the time everything's said and done. So, anyways, yeah, I'm going to turn this off, and I'll see you probably another day, maybe tomorrow or the day after that. But I need to get this high banker together, because I know I won't be able to get it together in time for when I'm on my first set of days off. But, because my first set of days off, I'm going to the claim. I haven't been there since last year, and I'm still looking forward to it. I got Nation River withdrawals. It's not a good thing. Anyways, well, till this thing keeps on going, and then bye-bye. It's another day after a long 12 hours at work. And I'm back to my happy place, my home, my family, and my high banker build. Trying to figure out some leg brackets. I'm going to go probably back 12 inches or a foot to here. And this one here, I might just go off the end here because it's predetermined. Why not? So I'm going to bust out some clamps and figure out a way to hold these brackets in there so I can drill them out and put in the 2 bolts that are going to be needed after I file out the bolts, which is going to be utterly excruciating. But it's the price I'm paying. Picky, OCD. I'm getting the sluice box I wanted, goddammit, and I'm going to do it. So, yeah, I'm going to mark this out to 12 inches, slap on the bracket, clamp it, use the bracket as a guide for the drill, and make good things happen. I tell you, I am so grateful to Paul Jarvis. If you're building a high banker, reach out to Adventures in Gold Prospecting on Facebook, or you can email him. It's doallpaul@hotmail, I believe, or Gmail. I'm not sure which one. You might just go with the Facebook. You might have better results. He's pretty active on there. And he's a really nice guy to work with, too, by the way. If you haven't watched the video, I went over there to give him an interview, and we ended up hanging out, drinking beers and panning and running a cleanup sluice in his garage. It was a hoot. It was a great day. The friends you make in the gold world, they're pretty good, solid people, I tell you what. So, yeah, back to the task at hand here. I'm going to mark this out, 12 inches, scribble in a pencil, clamp it, drill it, and, keep on trucking. So, we got all 4 leg brackets done, which is 8 holes that had to be filed out so you can put these cap head screws in. But that makes your inside of your wall, your sluice run, really nice and smooth, and less trouble for sliding your mat in and out, or your mesh, your expanded metal. That's what I was thinking, yes. So yeah, that's what it looks like from this side, and that's what it looks like from the inside. I got the ones on the back done, and the ones on the front done. And the next thing I want to do is I'm going to nip these little bolts down. Just, every little bit of weight I can reduce off this machine to make it a little bit more easier to transport, I am so doing it. So that's the next thing that's going to happen with these guys. Pain in the butt filing 8 round holes into a squares.
Which was hard.
Very hard. But still worth it. It's one of those things where if you get to build your own custom sluice box, you get to do all the little things to it that you want in a sluice box. And I'm looking forward to being able to use this guy. Oh yeah. This side here sticks out a little bit, so I'm going to have to end up shaving my expanded metal down just a little bit with a sander. Not a big deal. It's still going to fit in there nice. Yeah. Now we got room for our legs to go in. The next thing to do will be trim out a chunk of this angle iron so it fits in. Well, really? Well, look at that.
It's like a seat.
It was meant to be. Well, that's what I'm going to use to. The moss is going to. This is going to be right into the far back corner here, right?
Yeah.
I might have to shave a little bit more off of this, but it's going to sit down in here. The V-mat's going to be underneath the iron here, or the angle iron, even though it's aluminum. And then the moss is going to be underneath that, and then this is going to go underneath of it as well. And that's what's going to hold it down. And then I'm going to use this angle iron here to make my little pivot brackets that hold the expanded metal down. So it'll just be a quick little flip up to pop the stuff out of here, and it'll be out of the way. And that'll just basically bolt to the side and pivot up like that to get out of the way. And then it clicks right back down and holds the moss in place. Another thing I was thinking about doing too was
Cleaning this?
oh yeah, it's going to get cleaned. But I'm going to maybe put some of this stuff on the side after it exits the sluice. That way it can channel some of the rocks and stuff and just get my tailings further away, because this is going to be, I think, 6 or 8 inches longer than the sluice run itself. Let's just lay this out. Oh, yeah. give that a little turn. Oh, yeah, that one's good. So that's pretty much to the back. And yeah, so you know what? I might not even bother. What's 2 inches? Heck with it. The rock's gonna just tumble off the end of that. Then the miner's moss and V-mat, it's gonna fold down and run down, and just so that way, what happens when that overhangs, the water, it forms a V and it runs down through it and off of it, and instead of just being a flat uniform thing, it comes to a narrow spot. So that way you have less water erosion. But seeing how the feet are this far back, the water erosion shouldn't be an issue for washing out the front legs. So I'm pretty pumped on this. Now it's just the next step is going to be shaving this guy down a little bit and sticking her in there, and then playing with the micro V-mat, the miner's moss, and this guy. Once I get that completed, the sluice run itself will be basically completed. There's going to be some alteration to it when I put on the crash box, as this back wall is going to get trimmed down significantly. I'm probably going to take 2 inches off of it, maybe even up to this first little bolt straight across, and maybe even a little lower than the bolt on the back side. That way the expanded metal that's going to be the bottom of the crash box, the grizzly, can run out over it. That way all the oversized material can flow over to the back side of the sluice run. All the undersized stuff will flow down the sluice run, and underneath the box itself, it's going to be more V-mat and miner's moss, which will be held in place with the same angle iron and clip system that's going to be for the expanded metal. So it's going to be a quick, easy, toolless clean out to do this. I won't need no wrenches or anything like that. The only thing I might need is a wrench to adjust my leg angle, and that's about it.
And the reason why you don't want big stuff is because it's probably going to either dent the sluice box or do something else.
Well, generally, gold is pretty small. And if it's that big, we can always go over our tailings pile with a metal detector. And if it's that big, we'll find it in the metal detector. Because it's like about 3/8 or something like that, just to see under a ½ inch. And that would definitely zing up on a metal detector. Yeah. So, but anything that's smaller than that's going to go down through here and get washed. And I'm really, really pleased with the way this is turning out for a fella.
Super good.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's getting dark out. The sun's going down. The sunset's coming out, and that's where I'm going to leave this section of the video off. And so we do some more. Another day, another little baby step on the sluice run. All right. Well, till tomorrow. Well, I did something the other day. I cleaned up the expanded metal. I put in the angle of a iron bracket. I still yet to chop these 2 bolt ends off. Yeah, got rid of these guys. Yeah, so today I'm hoping I can get my clips done. That'll swing down and lock into this little section here, kind of like. That's the plan anyway, so. Yeah, I also need to trim off the expanded. I'm going to go right here, 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 and here. I don't know if you guys were able to see that because I was holding the camera like somebody who never holds a camera. And I got the moss and the V-mat underneath of it. It probably needs a little bit of a trim. But yeah. Blah, 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 blah. So, time to get some aluminum and make some magic happen. Probably end up using some of these smaller bolts for it because the square head ones, they're square. They don't really allow things to pivot. I know. That's the way she goes. Alright, it's bloody hot here today. It was like 30-something degrees. And I'm standing in the sunshine and I'm regretting it. Yeah, I'm a redhead. Back off. Alright, so that's where we're at for this guy. The grinder's out, but it doesn't have the cutting disc on it. But that's alright. I'm really happy the way this turned out. I had to really clean up the edges so that way there was nothing too rough. It slides in there nicely, locks underneath the angle iron. Yeah, should be good. And everything's just going to run downhill and do its thing. I'm looking forward to this, getting it rolling. Tomorrow, the hardware store is the one day it's open late out of the week, so I got to get all my plumbing parts for that guy. So that's on that plan. And then I got to get the bar, well, the shower bar in there, and then I also got to get the grizzly figured out. And also the clamp and more miner's moss. I do have enough expended metal for that section, so I don't know what I'm going to do to hold that in. I'll figure that out as I go. Improvise. But try to make something I'll be happy with. Anyways, yeah, so that's where we're at in this, and I'm pretty happy. It's nice and solid. It feels great. So, yeah. Maybe I'll clean up those 2 bolts and then plug away. Well, I got my clips made. They're a little snug fit. I don't want to have to bring a screwdriver down with me, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I just wanted to show you how these guys work. You just literally flip up and out of the way and allow you to pull your expanded out. Throw your expanded back in. Clip them down. And away you go. My problem is, these things are a pain in the butt to pick up. So I'm going to drill a small hole here, and a small hole here, and put one of these small little bolts in it. That way I got a little bit of a flipper-upper. Yeah. That's the way she's going to be. But I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. It's looking good. You know, when you can do something yourself. Oh, yeah, I also trimmed that short. So she's nice and flush at the end. Looking good. Little scraps down there. So yeah, I'm just going to mark out little spots for holes and make it happen. I use my little mini square for that, a Sharpie, and just drill it out. Of course, I'm going to dismantle this. I don't want to do this in the box. But yeah, that's how she goes, boys and girls. Yes. Okay, add a little bolt here. Just gives you enough for leverage. And listen to that, eh? Click. And back down on this side. In you go. Sits nice and flat. Locks in. Locks in good. Kind of happy with that. I could shave a little bit more off this one, I'm thinking. Yeah, I might do it. Just so it sits in there just a little bit better. But overall, please, because that's the way to be able to do it. Just a quick pop, slide your expanded out, do your cleanup, throw everything back together right quick, and be done.
Hello.
Hi, Haley. I was just telling everybody how this turned out. See? And beef.
Cool.
Yeah. That'll make it easy and quick for a clean out, eh? Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this thing's almost done. The only thing I gotta do is drill some more holes in there where the crash box is gonna be sitting on top of it, and I can start working on the crash box. Which that'll be tomorrow, because I gotta get some more plumbing stuff. Yeah. Good fit. I'm going to have to shave a bit more off this one spot on here, though, because it's kind of sitting on that. But that's not too big of a deal. It's a quick little few swipes of the file. I really like how this one clicks right and locks in there. That ain't going nowhere. Yeah, it's good the whole way down.
That's like super solid.
And quick and easy to do a clean out too, right? You don't have to screw around with nuts or bolts or anything like that. It's like no tools necessary, because you got these here, the T-bolts, you know what I mean? The only thing you might need a wrench for is to adjust your leg angle, but even then, I'm not so worried about the angle of the leg. It's the height of it. It'll be so solid, I don't have to worry about an angle. Might do that just one time, that'll be about it. Level it to like a 12-degree angle on level ground, and then just lock everything in. But yeah, so that's where we work on tomorrow. And oh boy, It's going to be a big one. Well, we're back in the chaos. That is my shed. And sluice run's complete. And work on the crash box. Down here is a pile of pipe fittings that's going to be for the crash box. I'm going to have an isolation valve, and I'm going to have a hose, and I'm going to have a sprayer. So that way, for when you do your cleanups, you can just turn the water off to the wash bar and use your sprayer, clean out your high banker. That's going to be a little bit later. We got to build the crash box first. And this is the bad boy. So, obviously, like the last thing, this has got to get closed up and then bolted up. Eventually, I'm planning on doing a cut down here and opening this up, opening this up, opening this side up, and putting a little something in the corners. So yeah, the wash bar is going to be about here, so I have about, I'm hoping about 4.5, 5 inches of height underneath. That is after I get, I'm going to have a layer of V-mat in here, moss, and dreaded steel expanded metal that weighs way too much. I was hoping to get aluminum, but I can't source it right now, so it is what it is. So on this one, yeah, we're going to be buttoning up this, screwing and bolting, and yeah, hopefully you can get the mats and moss in there and expanded. That would be a lot for one evening. I've been plugging away at this a little bit by little bit, and I'm hoping to get out to my claim on my days off, which that video will probably come up before this video because editing takes forever. Well, started working on the crash box, then the battery upped and died on me. I got my little bolts in on the side here to hold everything together. Piece of aluminum angle iron in the back. I got my miner's moss, my micro V-mat, and I got a nut in here, or a bolt cap head, which fits in there pretty dang good. And the next thing I do is put another piece of angle iron in across in here, and that's probably going to be up to about here, I guess. And it's going to be flipped upside down, and that's going to be holding the punch plate for screening. And then the punch plate's going to extend out over here. I'm going to use small little 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch rails along the side here to hold the punch plate up, so it's not just resting on that. So that's the plan for tomorrow. So once I get the punch plate in there and get it bracketed along the sides, and then it's going to be time to get ready to add some water to this equation. The water, I'm hoping I can get it in, going from here to there, somewhere around there. That way I can, still keep this round. And then that'll be my crash box with matting. I'm also going to have to make it so I can lift that expanded metal out of there. And I'm thinking, through the aluminum. I could have a couple little bolts coming up through the bottom, and it could just be held in place by gravity. And then I can, through the little aluminum 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch on the side, I can have 2 bolts coming up through the aluminum itself, and then the punch plate can sit on top of that. So I'll have a little bit of a stable base. And it'll just be held in by gravity. You can pop that thing right on out of there if you have to. The only thing I'm worried about is this dang bolt down here. Cap head screw and a wing nut. So another thing I need to buy is a wing nut because I don't have one. But yeah, I got the plumbing all purchased for the shower bar, as you can tell by down there and in that last little part of the video. But I'm going to be hitting the brakes on this, and I'm going to go inside because this is a good place to stop. Yep, time to turn off the lights and say goodbye to the shed for the night. Yeah, build your own high banker. Time consuming, not easy, but hopefully it's very rewarding. Alright, well, until this caravan of adventure continues on, we're going to hit the pin on this one, and hopefully the next time I turn this thing on, I'll be working on that punch plate. Well, the crash box is on, Grizzly's in, Haley, the sluice model is showing off the snazzy features. I got a hole roughed in for where our piping is going to go for our shower. That's there.
Well, it was hard, but we
Yeah.
got it.
That's another thing we can do too. We could always lower these two brackets and get more clearance on here. But yeah, that's it for there. So yeah, grease is in. I got to wash. I got matting in underneath here with that. I'll go down into here and all the way down and out. Looking pretty good. Not much left on the project. Oh boy, I'm getting excited to see this thing get some water through it. Trim off the rest of the little bolts and off the rodeo. Anyways, I'm pulling the pin on this for the evening because it's late.
Yeah.
And I worked all day. And I'm really happy the way this looks. So yeah, the only thing to do tomorrow is plumbing in the leg brackets, or the support brackets for the crash box, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. Yeah. Once I figure out how to do it. Joys of building something yourself. I'm still looking forward to shoveling some dirt through this thing.
This is so smooth.
It is nice. Very nice. Oh, look at that bad boy, eh? Woohoo! It's a good looking little high banker. Actually, it's not that little of a high banker. It's pretty big.
Probably like 2 of my arms.
Yeah, it's 45 inches from one end to the other. And then there's another 20 inches in here. So that's like 65 inches of wash zone.
Yeah.
So we should be able to collect some good amount of gold with that. And then be able to do the cleanups on it. It's going to be quick and easy, right? We got one wing nut to hold this one down. And we got the 2 clips here. So we could do cleanouts within and dump it into a bucket in like less than 5 minutes and put her back together.
It's gonna be hard getting rocks out of these little holes.
Oh, you just pull the screen out and you just hammer it from the bottom with another rock. I'm not too worried about that. I think it'll work out just fine. My only worry is we don't have enough clearance between our shower bar and our grizzly. We're going to get rocks built up in there.
Size my fist, not even.
Yeah, no, that's an issue. That's for sure. But we do have room on this bracket here. We can always drill this down and lower it. So, which will be a pain in the butt. But we'll make it work. We're good at it like that. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Well, I finally got everything all done, all together, and it's time for, well, the initial test run. Time to start this thing up. This thing's a little finicky because it's a little bit on the old side. So let's see how she goes. So I'm going to have to rotate my spray bar a little down. Yeah, a little bit of rotation on that new shaft. Yeah. Really like the way the water's coming out of there though. once I get more of it pointing down where it's supposed to be, I think I'll be alright. We're running out of air. That's that. Out of water. Well, there we go. Water through it for the first time. Now I'm going to let the pump turn itself off. I'm going to adjust the spray bar down. And, oh, could you turn on the water hose and fill up the kiddie pool again? Well, time to turn this guy off. And that was a successful build of a high banker. Minor little tweaks and adjustments here, like the shower bar. And, yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Pardon the pump pun. Cool. Well, editing my video of building the high banker, I realized the file was corrupted for my outro. So I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the build of this project, as it was pretty awesome. A little update. I tried going out to my claim, and there's a couple different ways to get there, and the road was washed out one way. Damn you beavers. So decided to go the other way. The next day, that road was washed out as well. Damn you beavers yet again. So it's going to be a little while before I actually get to try this thing out on my claim. Advantage is my trailer's ready to rock and roll, so everything's in there. So it'll be a while before I get there, but it is what it is. Again, thank you for watching. If you found this interesting and educational, cool. And reach out. You know, if you want to build something, build it. Do it. Try it. You might be happy with what you do. I am still in that process of wondering if I'm going to be happy. I'm pretty sure I will be happy. One thing I'm going to end up going to do is on the Grizzly, I'm going to end up lowering it just a little bit. That way I have a bigger gap between my spray bar and my Grizzly, and it'll be a little bit of a steeper angle, but the matting underneath it won't be as steep. So that'll, you know, throw more material into the box, run out the rocks, and have less clogging, and the matting underneath there will be at a shallower angle. So hopefully that idea works. And again, thank you for watching. If you like this, feel free to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. And oh yeah, I'm going to be having some stickers available, and working my way up to some t-shirts as well. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, just leave a comment. Leave a way for me to comment or contact you, and I'll make it happen. I'll get you guys some t-shirts and some stickers and some other cool swag. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It's a bit of a long video, but it was a bit of a long project. And don't forget to watch part 1 of the video too. It was a lengthy process. Like I said, it took me, a year to source materials and then build it. And if you have any questions, comments, drop them in there. I'm very engaging, and I want to see people be able to do these similar projects, because it's really rewarding when you build something yourself. It's so much more enjoyable to use it. So until the next one, thanks for watching. Bye.